Welcome to the EasyTech News channel, and this is to talk about what happened this week with Apple event. So one of the things that is at the core of the Apple event of this week is the new Apple-made M1 CPU for its devices, especially computers. And there's a lot of talk about this chip, because a lot of people are thinking, well, how good is this? How powerful is this? And here's the straight dope of the M1. One of the biggest problems that happened with the event is there's no real world compare. There's no real world, examples of, say, an application running on this chip and an Intel application running on an Intel equivalent chip. And the problem is that we have no idea of how powerful or not this is, except that we do know that they limited the M1 chip to lower-end devices. And that kind of tells us that that's probably because it's not very powerful. Another thing that some are speculating, Microsoft has said that the Office suite for Mac would not run on the M1 chips, and that they're not going to make a version for it. And some speculate that it's probably an example of why this chip is probably not very powerful, because Office applications do take quite a few, it takes a lot of power to run really well, and Microsoft probably said, yeah, this is not going to run well on this chip. It is a integrated system, so this chip is a CPU, has a GPU, has control for everything, including the solid state drives and unified memory system. It seems to be limited to 16 gigabytes of RAM. So that's another limit here for some that might want to use high-power devices, software, that need a lot of RAM to actually run properly. So it does not look impressive, and there's the mumbo jumbo of talking of Apple tries to give us an idea that this is a powerful thing, when in reality it seems to be very, very underpowered. One of the things that's happening is that Microsoft, is an example, has a lot and used a lot of ARM, tried to do a lot of things with ARM in Windows. And Windows 10 on ARM, until now, is pretty crappy experience. It's slow and it is not up to par to what we could do. M1 probably is the same, but we have no real world, and they're not showing us anything that we can compare to that gives us a really good idea of how good or not this chip is. So that's the big problem with this chip. It's we don't know exactly how powerful or not it is, and there's a good indication with the way that they use it, the way that they're actually giving us that feel that in reality this is probably not that powerful, and maybe even kind of a little bit deceiving in performance. So we're going to have more on what happened this week in Apple events if you're interested. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.